Kathmandu, honestly, I didn't come to Nepal for you. I came for the mountains, for the legends and the summits, but you're the one that stayed with me. You didn't dazzle, you didn't seduce, you whispered. You offered me a balcony over Durbar Square and a lumpy mattress in a $1 room, and somehow that was enough. That night, I laid my head down in South Asia for the first time, and I fell in love. I still remember how carefully I had to walk, how close everything felt. Brick paths like zigzag veins, temples around every corner, vendors setting out their lives on cloth-covered steps, boys in striped shirts chasing soccer balls past sleeping gods, and cows everywhere, like little prophets who didn't take themselves too seriously. You weren't clean, you weren't polished, but you were sacred in a way that didn't need permission. You were a museum with its glass removed, history with its shoes off. And when I left your valley and started walking into the high peaks, I thought I was leaving you behind, but you came with me. In the warmth of the dung fires, in the comfort of fresh momos, even in the cold, icy reaches of the mountains, I could feel you far below, waiting. And then there was Pashupatinath, where I saw a man lay down beside the river and die. You didn't shield me from that. You let me see how brief we are, how beautiful, how broken, and how little we need in the end. Kathmandu, I didn't come for you, but you changed me. You made me a traveler. You showed me what it means to fall in love with a place, not because it's easy, but because it is real. Kathmandu. On April 25th, 2015, the earth turned violent beneath your feet. In less than a minute, centuries came crashing down. Temples that had weathered kings and monsoons alike were reduced to rubble. Your alleys filled with dust and sirens. Your people cried out for loved ones buried beneath brick and memory. I wasn't there when it happened, but the tremor reached me anyway. It cracked something in me too, because I knew those steps. I knew those rooftops. I had sat beneath those temples. I had laughed with your people. And now so much was just gone. More than 9,000 lives lost. Thousands more broken. And yet you stood, scarred, shaken, but somehow still standing. I came back to you, Kathmandu. Older now, with wife and daughters in tow. You were changed, but still yourself. My girls stood where I once stood. They looked up, wide-eyed at the same prayer flags that had once fluttered over my younger self. Except now the sky seemed quieter, and the cracks, once invisible, ran like veins through the stone. The Bodhnath had stood through the shaking. It bore the scars, but it kept calm. Prayer flags no longer streamed from its summit, but its eyes still watched, still welcomed. Your eyes, Kathmandu, painted high on your temples, etched into every stupa. They do not blink, even when the ground moves. I looked around for what was missing, and for what remained. There were losses, but there was also laughter. Laughter in the alleyways. Children in bright shirts and bare feet. Girls who could speak different languages but giggled in exactly the same tone. Frowns turned to curiosity, and behind every guarded glance there was always someone watching over, always someone who stayed. And you, Kathmandu, you never stopped sitting still long enough to pose. There were pigeons to chase, markets to walk, prayers to spin. Even when someone spun one the wrong way, you didn't seem to mind. You never demanded perfection, only devotion. Only a little quiet reflection now and then. And so we prayed with you, not always formally, sometimes just by walking slowly, or by watching, or just by returning. Kathmandu, you taught me that the same square can hold death and childhood, ruin and rebuilding, despair and wonder, all in the same breath. You didn't wait for help. You rebuilt yourself, one basket of bricks at a time. And while you were rebuilding, you still had tomatoes to sell. And towers to raise. And towers to climb. Because Kathmandu, you're never only mourning. You're always a celebration too. 1,000 tiny flames, each one set with care. This is how you remember. This is how you heal. So I came back, not to fix you, but to witness you, to see how you could hold so much sorrow and still make room for the morning light.